ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, Grand Bahama is swiftly becoming a major industrial business hub, and the government is planning to introduce new legislation that is expected to complement the industrial and the maritime sector. The Minister for Grand Bahama toured an industrial site in the east today, and he says he's pleased with his findings. Shakara Trott has more. We're going to bring that story to you in our second block. Moving on, Grand Bahama to host a meeting of the top shipping agency in the Caribbean. Organizers say the timing could not be better as Grand Bahama aligns itself as a leading transshipment hub, connecting the North American, South American, Far East, and European trade routes. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Some of the most prominent shipping executives from the region and indeed the world will converge on Grand Bahama for the Caribbean Shipping Association conference set for the picturesque Grand Lucine Resort, May 12th to the 15th. A giant within the local industrial sector is leading the way as it prepares to host members of this august body. Chief Executive Officer of Hutchison Whampoa's Freeport Container Port Godfrey Smith says this coming together of movers and shakers within the shipping and maritime industries augurs well for Grand Bahama and the Bahamas.
CSA in general is a forum for like-minded businesses and entities to share common views, progress their agenda. CSA has, I think it's 12 shipping lines and more than 100 members that conference, they talk, they develop strategies, they speak to the stakeholders' agendas. And that forum actually brings, or try to bring, efficiencies, productivity, increased throughput throughout the stakeholders in our region. CSA, which obviously Freeport Harbor and the Bahamas is a part of, very graciously took our offer to come to Freeport, part of our overall interest of the partners and the stakeholders here today to promote Grand Bahama Island and the maritime industry at large.
Chairman of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Fair, along with Smith, says the upcoming CSA conference is poised to have a significant impact on this island's overall economy.
When we consider the diversity of the island's economic landscape and the fact that its maritime, trade and industrial sectors are a critical component of the economy, I believe that the upcoming conference is very timely. As a past chairman of the Bahamas Maritime Authority, I can speak with some authority as to the critical importance of the maritime sector to the Grand Bahama economy and that of our nation. This conference will make a significant contribution to what is one of the three most important cornerstones of our future development.
The Bahamas Ministry of Tourism is also one of the key partners in this event. They are particularly sponsoring one of the cultural nights with our Caribbean and guests from away.
With over 200 delegates expected, General Manager of the Grand Lucine Resort, Ben Davis, says the hotel is ready to roll out the red carpet.
We are very delighted to be part of the conference and participating and looking after the over 130 rooms that will be staying at our resort, as well as all the functions that will be taking place. It's a very important time for us to host the conference, as May normally is one of these months where we are in transition between the winter and the summer, and we desperately would like to have groups at the hotel, but certainly this conference comes at a very important time as we are nurturing as much business as we can for the island of Grand Bahama.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
And as we mentioned earlier, Grand Bahama is swiftly becoming a major industrial business hub, and the government is planning to introduce new legislation that is expected to complement the industrial and the maritime sector. The Minister for Grand Bahama toured the industrial site in the east today, and he says he is pleased with the findings. Shakara Trott has more.
The redevelopment of the Statoil storage terminal began to take shape 3 years ago, and Minister for Grand Bahama Michael Darville was pleased to see the changes now unfolding at the property. It was his first visit to the site within the past 20 years.
We had the ability to take a boat ride to the jetty, and it's really something that is going on here at Statoil. I'm pleased with what Statoil has accomplished in such a short time.
The company employs 70 persons, and Darville says the tour was indeed necessary since it comes at a time when the government plans to introduce new legislation geared at monitoring both the industrial and maritime sector.
Very soon, the government will be releasing legislation for monitoring the industrial as well as maritime sector. And these particular rules will be put in place to ensure that we have the necessary guidelines to ensure safety and environmental protection for Grand Bahama.
Darville says the government is in search of new investment projects and will facilitate necessary partnerships. Statoil, he notes, will be a key element.
We anticipate very shortly that with the opening of the Panama Canal, the need for transshipment of heavy crudes, particularly from Brazil and other parts of the world, will definitely be a very important factor for the growth and development for companies like Statoil. And we are honestly looking to ensure that our environment is a key factor.
The terminal has been upgraded to achieve a higher health, safety, and environmental standard. The minister notes that with local environmental issues, the government is doing its part to encourage safety.
Concerned about what the environmental impact would be with the expansion. And from what I've seen today and from all of the international guidelines that they are following for the environment, I see no problems with the implementation of these new piece of legislations that will be coming to Parliament very soon as it results to our industrial sector.
The minister also commended the local corporate giant for its commitment to community-minded projects. Terminal manager at South Riding Point, Delton Russell, says it is something they would like to continue.
We have a local Marine cadet corps training program where we facilitate cadets that are being trained, and also we have some of them that have already gone off to college with a view of looking to ensure that we have the necessary skills and competence available for future, as far as the industry is concerned.
Shakara Trott, ZNS Network News.
And some good news for store owners in the International Bazaar as big plans were announced to revive that shopping district. Sabrina Brown has the details.
It could be the impetus needed to put the once thriving International Bazaar back on a path to success. Since the closure of the neighboring Royal Oasis Resort, the popular shopping mecca has been on a downward spiral. And although merchants have been trying to make a comeback, some have had to close their doors. But the Grand Bahama Independence Planning Committee has joined forces with the Bazaar Tenants Association to breathe new life into this multicultural shopping center. Co-chairman of the Independence Committee, Peter Adderley.
The Bazaar is a historic mark for this island. When you see Grand Bahama, you see the Tory Gate. And it would be almost suicidal to have these celebrations and not involve or include the International Bazaar. We're going to bring some live entertainment. We're going to have a series of all Bahamian concerts. We're going to allow some talented persons in the cultural sector to come and perform. We're going to be able to give our shoppers some activities to be a part of for their children.
Acting president of the Bazaar Tenants Association, Anita Cooper, says they plan to incorporate a going back to the island theme as they work to create excitement and attract much-needed business to the area.
It is very significant for us because things have been very quiet and very slow around here, and it will attract some attention and some traffic into the area. So we're excited about this event.
BAIC has also come on board to help turn the bazaar around. Acting Assistant General Manager for the Northern Region, Shayla Cartwright Black.
BAIC, we're mandated to assist small entrepreneurs and develop and promote these businesses. And so that's what we're doing here today. And we offer them our full support. We understand completely what it is they're going through.
The shopping district was also a hot spot for visitors to the island. Coordinator at the Ministry of Tourism, Sanique Culmer, believes the bazaar can regain its prominence in that market.
One of our main objectives of tourism is for economic benefit. And so we would like to see visitors come here and once again experience what the International Bazaar used to be. And every journey starts with a single step. So this is the first step in trying to obtain that goal.
Events are planned for the months of May through July. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, 4 Defense Force officers are among a group of men who were arrested yesterday for possession of dangerous drugs. Police report say around 11 o'clock Wednesday morning, officers of the Drug Enforcement Unit acting on a tip went to the Grand Bahama International Airport where they met a Defense Force officer embarking an aircraft. The officer was searched and 2 dark taped packages of suspected cocaine were discovered in a black bag that he was carrying. He was arrested and taken into custody. DEU officers also arrested 3 other Defense Force officers and 2 other male suspects in connection with that matter. The suspected drugs have a street value of $50,000 and police are continuing their investigations. Meantime, police have confirmed the identity of the toddler who died under questionable circumstances on Monday. The young child, 2-year-old Peter Emmanuel Higgs of number 39 Magellan Crest, was found in an unresponsive state. He was taken to hospital where he died later on Monday evening. An autopsy will determine the exact cause of death. Police have confirmed that the child's father is still in custody and is assisting with that investigation. The government is one step closer to implementing a national certification program designed to reserve jobs in the hotel sector for Bahamians. The national training program is projected to provide the training needed to secure employment. Natalie Martinborough reports.
Do we have the trained personnel on Grand Bahama to function in a 5-star resort? I don't know. But ultimately, it is my responsibility to ensure that we have the training mechanism in place before they're hired so that we do not lose this opportunity in Grand Bahama where we have this potential 1,000 jobs and Nassau come and take it from us. It's a very scary thing.
Dr. Michael Darville says his ministry was motivated to act following the announcement of the reopening of the Reef Village and its redevelopment into a 5-star resort. He says the government is currently fine-tuning a training program to prepare Bahamians for jobs to become available at that resort property.
Programs will begin to do the necessary training, like in housekeeping, front desk clerks, food and beverage, waiters, and all of these people will come through the program, vetted for criminal activities and drug addiction or whatever, and ultimately come out with a certificate in their hand where we can now say to the employer that we have these pools of individuals who have gone through this program.
But the minister says educators must embrace the program if it is to be a success. He then invited local teachers to offer their services and ensure that the national training program achieves its objectives.
We will be looking for individuals with the ability to train, and we would like for you to partner with us for a course. We want teachers who are expressing interest to come forward and to contribute, of course, for a course, so that we can now have the necessary training professionals that I believe are located on the island in order for us to accomplish this important task.
A similar program is earmarked for the industrial sector. Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
Well, there is also an agricultural component to the national training program. The hands-on initiative to be launched on Grand Bahama will target adults. Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, says the government is serious about this renewed thrust in agriculture. Persons who complete the training will be eligible for a grant of Crown land in East End.
We have 30,000 acres of arable land in East Grand Bahama, and this will be the avenue for farmers who are expressing interest in agriculture, and not for 100 people to show up at the Ministry of Grand Bahama, say they want to farm. They don't have the skills, they don't have the know-how, and it's really a perception. So what we want to do now is we want to begin to gear people through these programs.
Now, the government is also pursuing an agriculture cadet program for senior high school students on Grand Bahama. Now, that program will be in addition to the school's curriculum and will include all high school students on the island. And it's a big night for the membership of the Bahamas Union of Teachers. This evening at 8 at the Bahamas Public Services Union Hall, the two presidential candidates will face off in the first presidential debate to take place in the labor movement. Each candidate will be given a chance to present their platform and entertain questions from the debate moderator before taking questions from the audience. Last night, teachers on Grand Bahama were able to meet one-on-one with the presidential candidates as well as the remaining candidates on the ballot during the meet and greet ceremony. Candidates Belinda Wilson and Stephen McPhee are looking forward to the big day.
A lot of times you work all day until late in the night and you feel like, okay, I'm by myself. But going out on the campaign trail, I must say that I am encouraged. I am optimistically confident, and I look forward to serving the members for another 3 years.
We would like to say to all the members, some 3,700 plus across the Bahamas, that Stephen McPhee and Restoration Alliance present to you a platform and a plan for the organization for the next 3 years, and we ask and encourage all members to go out and vote.
The great debate kicks off at 8 at the BPSU Hall. The 4,000 teachers will go to the polls on June 11th. The Alumni Association of Bishop Michael Eldon, formerly known as Freeport Anglican High, is preparing for its 50th anniversary in just 2 years. According to President David Wallace, students from 1965 to the present will be a part of the celebrations to commemorate the milestone. They are also planning a union cruise that will serve as a fundraiser.
The cruise is scheduled to take place from Saturday, May the 17th, 2014 until Thursday, May the 22nd, on board the Carnival Victory. This cruise, which will depart from Miami, is going to Ocho Rios in Jamaica and to Grand Cayman. The package includes an additional $50, and we expect about 1,000 old scholars and their spouses to register for the cruise, of which we will give to Mrs. Doherty gladly $50,000.
He says the association's aim is to raise at least $100,000 over the next 3 years. On May 10th, the Warriors will also host a fun day and a walkathon.
We've asked 10 graduates from every graduating class, starting from the class of 1966, which graduated only 6 persons in its first graduating class. We will embark on raising some $25,000 from the walkathon. 50% of the proceeds from the walkathon will go to the school to assist in the retiling of the auditorium, of which Ms. Doherty will speak to. But the other 50% of those funds will assist us in establishing at the school a rose garden in honor of the late Rosina Nesbitt, a former student, a former teacher, and a former national player of this country.
Well, a number of events are also set leading up to the 50th year celebration, including a parade and an essay competition.